Hello. My name is Alec, and I'm about to tell you a story. Not the type of story that starts with once upon a time or ends with happily ever after. The story of a boy and how his life went from a nightmare to hell. We begin this story with a lonely adventurer and a bandit that stole his heart. One day, the adventurer was strolling through the woods and came across a bandit's camp. Nothing unusual for a man of his experience, but in this camp was a young woman. Her hair was as red as flame, and her eyes could ensnare even the divines. The woman was held captive by the bandit's chief. She was coerced into doing many despicable acts in exchange for paying off her family's debts. But when the adventurer came, she saw her chance. She fought with the adventurer, battling side by side against the bandits' camp. They eventually defeated the chief, but instead of killing him, she spared his life. She left him with a scar, a mark of shame, showing him mercy as she left with the adventurer. This was her biggest mistake. The years were good to the two. They eventually gave birth to a boy, who they named Alec, which meant defender of men. Life was good. We had a small hut not far out of Cyrodiil in the middle of the forest, and one day my father set out to get supplies, which he frequently did. Me and Mother went out to say goodbye, but when I went back into the house, an unwelcomed guest came to visit us. My mother and father fought desperately for my life, only to inevitably lose theirs in the process. This was my fault. I fled to the local inn with only my mother's necklace and my father's helmet as mementos. I was raised by the innkeep, where he taught me the value of hard work. I also met my two best friends, Yona and Bjorn. Seeing all three of us were Nords, we dreamt of visiting our homeland. And when we came of age, that's exactly what we did. We signed the legal papers and made our way to the cold land of Skyrim. We lived like hermits out in that forest, living off the land and keeping to ourselves in a small log cabin, just the three of us. But then, one day, the unimaginable happened. A dragon appeared, as black as night. I was awestruck and frankly terrified. I ran as fast as I could into the house to escape, thinking Bjorn and Yona were right behind me. This was my second mistake. The dragon roared, burning everything down. Timber turned to ash. I thought it was going to die, but miraculously, the fires subsided, leaving only charred wood and the smell of melting corpses. I watched the dragon fly away, dashing towards Helgen. This makes twice. Twice that I ran, and twice that people died because of it. I will not make it a third time. I will not stand idly by and watch as others die because of my mistakes. I will make my way to Helgen and pray to the gods above that I arrive before that demon does.